Peter?
Miss is using the bathroom, miss.
Okay.
Fine, miss.
Good morning, Marlon. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, start writing the questions for me. Say, draw the diagram. We're doing bearings. Good morning, Nastasia.
Good morning, Miss.
How are you?
Miss, I'm not bad. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna switch the whiteboard a bit. It's now 6:31. So we're gonna talk a little bit about bearing. All right, so one of the first things that I want you to know about bearing is that your north line, I'm gonna show you what north line is shortly, is your like your starting point, right? So before I go here, let me go back here to this diagram. Let me switch back before I go to the whiteboard. Let me switch back to the question that we have here. It says by measuring the angle below, state the bearing of. All right, we're not going to be measuring any angle because you won't be able to measure the angle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in an angle. All right, so that's 135 degrees. So I put in an angle now, right? So given that you don't have, you're not able to measure, it's not on paper where you're able to measure, I put in the angle. Let me put it in using next method. All right, so I said it's 135 degrees. So by measuring the angle below, state the bearing of, and that's 135 degrees. So we're going to state the bearing, and the first one that we're going to state is from A, the bearing of A from B. All right. So let me write that out in a proper question so that you see the question in one go rather than in pieces. So you're going to be finding the bearing of A from B. So we're going to be finding the bearing of A from B. All right. So by measuring the angle below, state the bearing of A from B. What does that mean? Anyone have any idea what that means? Anyone?
Repeat, miss.
Read the question for me.
By measuring the angles below, state the bearings
Oh
of
no, let me
A.
take out measurement. Remember, let me take out, hold on. We don't need any measuring. So yeah, we take all of that out. We don't need that part. Okay. Go with the next part of the question now.
State the bearings of A from B.
State the bearings of A from B. Anyone did bearings before?
No, miss.
No, miss.
No,
Fresh.
miss.
I'm fresh to this.
Fresh.
Yes, miss.
What about the one, Dejana? Where is he? Dejana?
I've never done it before.
Why are you late for class, Dejana? You sound like you're still sleeping.
Because I have to go on the laptop.
Sound like you're still sleeping, though, Dejana.
So just get up.
Mommy, wake you up. Okay. All right. So the first thing that I want to tell you is that the word from tells you where the bearing is, where the angle is going to be. All right. Yes. So let me write that down now. We're gonna write some points down, and let's put that in another color, red. So the word from tells us where the bearing is, or tells us the point the bearing. When we say bearing, we're talking about the angle here is. So the word from, I want to put from in caps. So the word from tells us the point to which the bearing tells us the point to which the bearing tells us the point, hold on, not to which, the point where, let's see if we write it like that, where the bearing is. All right, Miss Hunter, let's make that up with our head. Hope it makes sense. All right, from. So the from tells us where the bearing is. So from is, it says, state the bearing of A from B. From. So where is the bearing going to be? At A or point B. Where are we locating that angle? Are we looking for that angle at point A or at point B?
B, miss.
B, thank you. So from tells us which point the angle is going to be. So we have 2 points there, and we have A and we have B. So anything that comes after from B, from C, from D, E, F, G, H, I, from Marlon, from Peter, from Nastasia, from Dejano, from tells us where the angle is. Good? Next thing that we're going to look at now is how to read our angle. Our angle for a bearing starts at the north line and goes clockwise. Where does it start? No,
Miss,
no good listen.
here clockwise. I want to hear Mr. clockwise. So then push back. Proper. I didn't hear proper.
Some have no good listener today.
So I want to hear angles.
All right. So let's go. Let's write that down. So the bearing is measured from the north line, in clockwise direction. From the north line clockwise. All right. So the bearing so the bearing is measured from the north line clockwise. From the north line clockwise. So let's write our bearing. So it's going to be from the north line, and you're going to go clockwise, and we're going to go right around till we hit the next line. That's our bearing. All right. So if we're looking at the bearing from the bearing of A from B, then that means we're going to start at the north line at the point B and make our way around from the north line to the line AB. All right. So if we're going to look at a bearing from and the bearing of C from N. Then the line is CN. So if we're going to look at the bearing of C from N, we're going to start at N because N is where the from is, where we're starting from, where we're coming from. I'm going to start at N, draw a north line at N, and then go from the north line straight around to the line CN. All right. So here we need to find this angle. This is the angle that we need to find. And the bearing that we're talking about is angle, right? So this is the angle that we need to find. Anybody have any idea how I would find that angle? We're not measuring anything, using the information that we have here. Knowing that this angle here is 135 degrees, how would I find that missing angle down there? Knowing that this north line here and this north line here, they are both parallel. So let me write that down. So the north lines are parallel. So this is a hint. The north lines are parallel. So I want you to start thinking about parallel lines now. And looking at it, I want you to think a bit. What if it was that this line kept on going? This one kept on going. All right. What if we were supposed to rotate this? Or without even rotating it, this line is parallel to this line. What do you know about these two angles on the inside? So that's more than hints I've given you so far now. What do you know about these two angles? They sit on the same side of the transversal because the line AB is a transversal. So they sit on the same side of the transversal and those two are parallel. Think about it, let me know.
Miss, the angle inside will be 45 degrees.
Absolutely amazing. Well done. What's the reason behind that? Well done, Marlon.
Miss, just set my phone the opposite way and look at it as a parallel, something like that, miss. Like how you would draw it, miss. Miss, and I just use Z angles there, alternative angles, and then I just say this would be 135 degrees. And it's the angles on a straight line. Then I just minus it from 180. Then I got 45.
There's another one that we could use. Well done, Marlon. Well done. All right. There's another one we could use. Want someone to go ahead and find that one for me? So what Marlon said, perfect. But there's another method. I taught you this before. So go in your book now. Don't sit down and be looking on the screen because it's not going to appear on the screen. Start skipping through your pages. Go back to when you did parallel lines, angles in parallel lines, and look at all the angles in parallel lines. You don't remember it from when we did it? You start going through your book now. Don't have it in your book, never did it, never had it in your book. Go on Google. Not alternative. Not that one, honey. Go on Google, type in angles in parallel lines. So
It's corresponding.
Co-interior.
Co-interior, all right? So co-interior, remember that corresponding, well, corresponding would be that they are on the same side as these are, but they are at the same position, like if they are both downtown. But you realize that 135, 135, if you rotate it, would have said 135 is uptown, is downtown, and then this one that we're trying to find would have said that that is uptown. So it could be corresponding. An alternative would have been this one here. You understand? So not that one. All right, so it's co-interior angle. What do we know about co-interior angle? What do we know about co-interior angle?
Co-interior angles lie between two lines on the same sides of a transversal.
A little bit more, honey. So keep going. You're doing good so far. A little bit more.
Conversely, if a pair of angles are supplementary, then the lines are parallel.
Not supplementary, no. We're still at co-interior. So we need to hear a little bit more about co-interior. Something else that I need to hear about co-interior angles. Are they equal or do they add up to 180? Don't know it? You go over to Google. Google knows everything. Type in co-interior angle. Don't sit in the class. Nastasia, I don't hear anything from you, you know. Peter, hardly hearing anything from you. Do not sit in the class and don't participate. Better you come offline and go back to bed. If you're gonna come to class and not participate.
Okay, miss.
Miss, they add up
Don't
to
know what
180.
co-interior angle is? You go over to Google.
Miss, Miss, they add up to 180.
Beautiful. Thank you, Nastasia. See how you sit down with the valuable information and have me some talk out at short well. Nastasia? Nastasia? You like hear my voice?
Yes, Miss.
Your face, boy, yes, miss. All right, co-interior angles. Co-interior angles adds up to 180 degrees. I say adds up to 180 degrees. So I know that the 135 here and this angle here, they are co-interior. So they adds up to 180 degrees. So if that one is 135, I'm just going to say, okay, 180 minus 135. And then that gives me 45 degrees. When I get my 45 degrees, I don't sit with it. I take it and I put it in my diagram because it helps me to see other things. So I put in my 45 degrees now. Now I'm interested in finding the bearing B. And the bearing B starts from, so let's work out the bearing B. Let's show the bearing B again. Yes, honey?
Miss, if you can give me a chance, and I can say something.
Okay, that's fine. You can go ahead.
Miss, you say like how you put a line right here, so miss. That you put a line right here, so and like draw around this circle. So here is supposed to add up to 360 degrees, 360 degrees, right, miss?
Yes, darling.
Miss, and like this should be Z angles like from right here down here. So this would be 135, miss.
Good.
Miss, and you don't want to find like this side alone, like this side alone on the left.
So what would that side be?
I'm sure that add up to 145 plus the 137, miss. No,
135.
135. So
Uh-huh.
you get 180. And then a
Uh-huh.
minus of 360.
Uh-huh.
And you get the answer, miss.
So write it in for me.
So 135 plus 45. 0, 1, 180. I'm sure just and just minus 5. Just 360 minus 180. That's 180. So
Uh-huh. So
right, right,
right,
right. There's a
yeah.
couple 180.
Mm-hmm.
But and then never ask. We just write here alone. Actually, or run here. So like what
Use
are
it,
this?
use it, use another color to show what they're asking for. Use another color to highlight it again.
You asking for this whole section right here, miss. Miss, isn't this the whole section they're asking for? Let's
Highlight
see.
it, highlight it, highlight it. Yeah,
Yeah.
good, good. Yeah, we're seeing it now. Beautiful. That's what they're asking for. Mm-hmm.
So now with the
Continue.
we know this side right here
Uh-huh.
is 180 and the other side right here so is 135 degrees. So all I have to do I just add 180 plus the two plus the 135 and get the angle.
And what would the angle be?
Um if you're gonna robot him, finish so
Oh, no, no, that's fine, that's fine.
5, 11, 1.
Marlon, that should have been mental. Take that off my screen. Mental maths, that Marlon. We're not working that out for anybody. No, we're not working that out for nobody.
No, I think we're sure you can answer.
No, we're not showing any working mental maths stats.
Miss 315 degrees, miss.
Mm-hmm.
So this section right here, the arrow is equal to 315 degrees.
All right, beautiful. Well done, my darling. So Miss Hunter can stop teach for today because Marlon know exactly what. All right, well done, Marlon. Beautiful. All right, so the next question is, so I give you a minute. Yes?
Um, yeah, I see what man and them split it up in a parts, but like how
Mm-hmm.
we realize it a ground in a ground clockwise, it should have be an equal circle, and a circle
Mm-hmm.
equal to 360. Like how we
Yeah,
have the
Mm-hmm.
angle here, so it's 45 radiated, the
Uh-huh.
I
45
Uh-huh.
mean,
and 360.
Yeah,
You get
definitely.
350.
this one
Beautiful.
for me do longer.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
you did it
you do
was
it longer.
longer. Yeah. All right, thank you,
But
Dejana. Well
doing it
done.
longer, it just guide you better, so you don't make no mistake.
Yeah, but what you did was straightforward to Dejana. And what Dejana did is what I expect you to do on the exam. All right. So I want you to go for the shorter method and the more direct route. All right. So we're gonna scroll down now. We're gonna clear all this off the screen. Clear. I'm gonna scroll down to the next question. Oh, let's put in the next question. State the bearing of B from A. So we're gonna turn it around now. So we just did the bearing of A from B. So we're gonna do the bearing of B from A. Anyone know what that would be? So the bearing of B, the bearing of A from B was, so let's double check that now. It was the angle from the north line to the line AB. That's the bearing. Can anyone tell me what, going clockwise, what the bearing of B from A is? Bearing of B from A. I always have a thing.
Listen, me like the same circle thing right here, miss. Right here.
Go again.
Miss, you talking about something like this. Miss.
Explain
Yeah,
to
Like
me
the
what the
beer.
that's what I'm
bearing.
saying too. That's where that's what the asking us to find.
Is that what it's asking us to find?
Yes, miss.
Really?
Oh,
From
Um,
the north line to the line AB. From the north line clockwise. From the north line,
oh,
from the north line. So you're gonna start at your north line
miss,
now, and you're
miss
gonna
it
go
ask,
clockwise.
miss it ask this then.
okay. Clockwise.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's it, that's it,
Um,
that's it. So you're gonna go from your north line and you go clockwise. Explain that to your classmates from Dojana.
Miss, because the rules you say that it's going clockwise from the north side and the north line is here, right, miss? So you would just draw a line going clockwise around to the next point, which the line be here. It's the same thing like what you did here as well.
it's a weird. Point it out. Just. Okay.
Again, don't hear that.
Miss, I was saying because you said that it starts from the north line and then it goes clockwise. So you would start from here and you draw it down clockwise to the next point, to the next line.
All right, so now I want you to be the teacher now. You're not explaining to Miss Hunter, you're explaining to your classmates now. So you're gonna teach your classmate, explain to your classmates one more time for me, Dejana.
Okay. So it says state the bearing of B from A. And we know that B is located here and A is located here, right? So we know that the angle is supposed to be somewhere around where the A point is. And it says from the north line clockwise. So you're going to locate a north line which is here, and you're going to draw your line clockwise from the north line, which would be this line.
So every time you get a bearing to find, you're going to say this from B to A or A to B. We know that we're focusing on the line A, B, or B, A, whatever it is. And the next thing too that we're going to do be thinking about is put in our north line. 3/4 of the times you won't see a north line. So you're gonna need to put in your north line. And then after you put in your north line at your starting point, you're gonna go from your starting point, going clockwise to whatever line it is. All right, so we should get that much. So we're gonna clear and we're gonna go down. So the answer for that one is 135 degrees. All right, so we're gonna come down to this question, and what you're gonna do for me, a diagram. No, we don't want to measure anymore. 1 to 1 with the angles in. Okay, the location of C is on a bearing of 140 from A. The bearing of C from B is 250. Find the location C and mark it on the diagram below. Okay, this is an interesting one. All right, let's zoom out a bit so that all the points show. All right, good. So you're gonna go ahead and write down this question for me. All right, and you must have a ruler. And remember that at the end of lesson, you ought to send in your proof of work for today. All right. So everyone needs to send in their proof of work. Whatever you did today, I need to see it. And whatever was covered in class needs to be in your book. So you're going to go ahead now and you're going to write down this question for me. And the question starts the location C and it ends after the last part of the diagram down there. I would say don't draw the diagram. Just write the question. We're going to work it out together.
Finish, miss.
Everyone finish writing?
Yes, miss.
All right, good. I heard from one person. Don't hear from the other persons.
Miss, I say yes, miss. Miss. Me first, the John.
Two persons. That's two persons. What happened to the other persons?
Finish, miss. Finish.
Anastasia?
Yes, miss.
Finish writing?
No, miss.
You afraid of me, Anastasia?
No,
Anastasia?
miss.
So I ain't not tell me say finish right. I ain't
Miss,
like
I
that
said
to this
no.
one.
Miss, I said no.
You forgot say no them look bold, eh, Anastasia?
Miss, I'm finished now.
You finished now? Alright, my darling. Alright, so read the question for me, Anastasia.
The location C is on a bearing of 140 degrees from A. The bearing of C from B is 250 degrees. Find the location C and mark it on the diagram below.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go with the first part. So the location C is on a bearing of 140 from A. So where is that 140 angle going to be? That's the first thing I want you to ask yourself. Understand? So we're doing the question bit by bit. We're not complicating things for ourselves. All right? We're doing the question bit by bit. So the first thing that I want you to ask yourself is, where is the 140 degrees? What's the first thing you're going to ask yourself?
Where is the 140 degrees?
Where is the 140 degrees? Thank you, Dejana. All right, so where's the 140 degrees? The location C is on a bearing of 140 degrees from A. So we need to figure out, where's that 140 degrees? Is it at point C or point A? So the first thing I want you to tell me, where's that 140 degrees? Where's that angle?
Miss, the 140 degrees is at C.
The question for me, read that first line for me again, Tajana, honey.
The location C is on a bearing of 140 degrees from A.
From where?
A.
From where?
A, Miss.
All right. You want to think about your answer again? Think about your answer. And then give it to me again, but this time you're gonna have to give me explanation. So I give you all 2 minutes to think about your answer because everyone is gonna have to give me an answer and an explanation.
Miss, um, Miss, this question have to do with some drawing of lines, Miss.
Remember, we're not talking about the join of the line first. We're talking about the first line. The location C is on a bearing of 140 degrees from A. In that first line, we hear 2 points. What 2 points do we hear come in that first line?
Miss, C and A.
All right, thank you, Dejana, C and A. And the next question is, where is that 140 degrees? Is it at point C or point A?
Miss, it is at A,
Point A.
Miss,
Point A.
because it says 140 degrees from A.
Beautiful. All right, so you have crossed your first hurdle. All right, so we know that 140 degrees, right, is going to be at the point A. So I want somebody to put that in for me. And you're going to estimate where 140 is. And in estimating where an angle is, it's always good for you.
Hello?
In estimating where an angle is, it is always good for you to know where the 90 degrees is. So that's 90 degrees. Okay. And that's 108 degrees coming down there, right? All right, let me take off one of these. So that's 90 degrees. So you have an idea where 90 degrees is. And then, having 90 degrees, you need to have an idea where you need to have an idea where 180 is. Peter,
Yes, Miss.
clear that off my screen for me.
Okay.
My keypad not responding. There's something else on it that is blocking me from continuing, like a pop-up, but it's not coming off. All right, Peter, you're gonna continue for me. But I can't see the screen. Oh, it's good now. It's good. I'm seeing it now. Good. All right, so we need to know where the 90 is. So you need to have an idea where 90 is. That's 90. Estimation, right? 180. Look, something like that. 270. And then you come back around to 360. So you have an idea of where each of those points are. So that's 90, 180, 270. And this point both represent 0 and 360. Good? Good?
Yes, miss.
All right. So we have an idea of where the points are. All right. So I'm gonna ask you now to use your estimation, and you know that 140 must be more than 90, but less than 180, right? So you're going to go ahead now and draw a line. You don't have to draw it too far, where you think 140 is. So first put in so say for instance I was doing 120. Let me give you an example. If I was doing not 120, say I was doing 80, I would have drawn it not way out there but a little bit up. So I would have drawn it. Oh my gosh. All right, my computer is glitching. Not sure what's happening. Hearing me?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Mr. Irene, but
Yes, miss.
the image projecting is
It's glitching.
scattered.
Yeah, I don't know
Like
what's
they're coding.
Oh my gosh. All right, so guess what? I'm gonna end here, get my computer started out, and we'll pick up next tomorrow. All right?
John,
All right.
yo, after me set say we're gonna solve the question.
Where's miss?
Miss says she going to pick up next class.
What you say?
She says she going to pick up next class. She going to restart the computer and she pick up next class.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So for leaving.
Yeah, and meeting. See everybody.